I was done making videos today, and then I see Elon Musk say he's going to nuke 2 Democratic senators, and I'm like, oh man, look, I had a really, really long day, but I think I gotta cover that one because, oh my gosh, this is unexpected. Yeah, I'm gonna break down exactly what Elon just said, but let's just put it this way. I'm like, whoa, we've been so busy today with house hack. I'm sorry, I didn't even change the way I wanted to. I feel exhausted. We've got this convertible offering going on where we pay people on a monthly basis 5% per year, and then we pay them upside as the company appreciates in value. It's backed by real estate. That's all at househack.com. You know that. Well, but that's what's kept me busy today, but not busy enough to not want to cover this. This is crazy. Ready for this? Look at this. Democratic senators call for federal probe into Musk contact with Russia. I'm like, all right, we've seen this kind of stuff before. You get the sort of allegations against, Elon Musk because he's aligned with Donald Trump. He's raised a lot of money for Donald Trump. So, why would Elon Musk even respond to this? He generally doesn't because, why bother? We know that Democrats don't really like him. Well, I looked at the piece from The Hill, and the piece from The Hill suggests that Democratic senators are calling for a probe into Musk's contact with Russia. They say the senators are calling for a federal investigation into Elon Musk's SpaceX federal contracts after reports of him contacting Vladimir Putin numerous times. Now, I'll tell you who and why, but apparently Elon Musk's SpaceX, who was about to raise money again at a $250 billion valuation, it keeps getting higher and higher and higher, which, in fairness, when you catch a rocket out of the sky, they did it on those little struts. Impressive, okay? But Elon's a prime contractor for the National Space Force's National Security Program. They have a $1.8 billion classified reconnaissance contract with the government, which is a big deal. That's a lot of money. That keeps you afloat as other space companies go bankrupt. The Department of Justice and the Pentagon have received this letter from the senators, and we'll see where it goes. Now, I'll show you the letter in just a moment, but I want you to see Elon's reactions first. Elon goes on here and says, I'm going to find out who's making these accusations and nuke them. Keep in mind, Elon is not a big fan of Democrats using lawfare or, whatever you want to call it to essentially weaponize the Department of Justice to come after their political enemies, potentially. This is what we saw being done to Donald Trump. It's potentially what's going on with the CEO of Polymarket, having his home raided in Soho, Manhattan, which is crazy, and his cell phone seized by the FBI. Now the Department of Justice is alleging, we told y'all you can't fundraise to Americans and y'all are violating our rules and you're fundraising to Americans by maybe allowing them to use a VPN to, basically bet on the election, skirting our rules. And at least they have at least they have a claim that they're making now. They haven't put a formal full complaint out yet. And they didn't arrest the CEO. They just raided the CEO. They didn't raid the company. They raided the CEO's home, which somewhat makes it seem like it's more just targeted and designed to send a message because you're raiding the figurehead. And now you've got Democratic senators pushing to investigate Elon Musk. And so let's take a look at the letter. But before we even look at the letter, look at Elon Musk's next reply. Elon Musk replies to the actual letter, they're just puppets. Who actually wrote this and made these knuckleheads sign off? So keep that in mind going into this letter, that Elon thinks what we see in this letter is not actually written by these senators. And he's probably right about that. Most of these sort of letters or bills, they're put together by other people and they're handed to senators and they're like, hey, you support investigating Elon, right? Here, just sign this. We already did all the research for you. And so somebody else actually writes it. And it turns into basically this letter to the Department of Justice and the Pentagon. They're addressing the Department of Defense here, Inspector General, and the Attorney General of the U.S. Department of Justice, so DOJ and Pentagon. We write, with serious concerns regarding Elon Musk, the CEO of SpaceX. The Wall Street Journal reported that Mr. Musk had multiple high-level conversations with Russian President Vladimir Putin in early 2022 and sustained contact with high-level Russian officials, including the Deputy Chief of Staff, Sergei Kiriyenko. At the same time, Mr. Musk asserts that he holds a top security clearance. These relationships with a well-known U.S. adversary and Mr. Musk, a beneficiary of billions of dollars of U.S. government funding, pose serious questions regarding Musk's ability as a government contractor and clearance holder. And I think it's worth noting, I don't think they're just talking about the EV tax credit, which is going away here. We urgently call upon the government to open investigation into essentially Musk and to potentially disbarring Elon from receiving these contracts. Now, I'm personally wondering, this is my jade, I'm just writing this here. Could Blue Origin have written this, or some kind of space competitor? You know, there's a lot of competition in space. It could even be Chinese companies, after all. Are they trying to, hamstring basically their competition, Elon, and cause some problems for him here? As you know, space equipment is the crux of communications that underpin sensitive military and intel operations. Russia's ambitions in the space domain pose a direct threat to U.S. national security. The Pentagon confirmed the deployment of counter space weapons, presumably capable of attacking other satellites in low Earth orbit. In other words, other countries could take out Starlink if they wanted to. It's kind of scary. Communications between Russian government officials and, this will be like Star Wars, and any individual with a security clearance have the potential to put our security at risk. This is why there exists a strict reporting regime for such foreign contacts. In other words, you're supposed to disclose, hey, do you have any contacts or whatever here? Justice Department found multiple Russian officials behind the effort, running 32 different internet domain sites to spread Russian government propaganda on social media platforms, including on X. And that makes these conversations even more disturbing, they say. They also say that Elon Musk has had pro-Russian interests, that he has worked to potentially enable these influence of voters by Russians. I mean, this is a stretch here because they're basically saying, Elon Musk enables the spreading of Russian propaganda by associating with them at all. For these reasons, we urge an immediate review to ascertain whether Musk's relationship with multiple high-level Russian officials warrant an investigation and determination by the DoD as to whether or not SpaceX should be excluded from work with the government. Now, a few things that I noted here. One thing I noted is the little typo right here of the extra space right here. It always bothers me when people have multiple spaces where they don't belong. So I caught that. That was one of the first things I caught. And then another thing that I caught is here's Jack Reed and Jack Reed's signature. What's really interesting is the signature, how is this possible? Look at that right there up close. The signature is literally behind the typing. Do you see that? That's crazy. And then look right here. Look at this bizarro line, which implies it was like a JPEG signature slapped there, and then the text was put over it. The J and the U over here don't even align, right? I don't think I'm going crazy with that kind of stuff, but let's do circle around, and let's just grab a straight edge here, basically. And let's see if I can make that yellow. There we go. Yeah, weird. Look at that. Bizarre gap there. I mean, I wish this was just a square. I feel like it'd be a little easier to see. But anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too extreme here, and I'm looking for something that's not there or whatever. But it certainly seems odd to me that you have this bizarro kind of alignment issue right here, and you have this JPEG line. It clearly looks like the letter, frankly, was written after it was signed, which then it does sort of make you wonder, wait a minute, what's going on here? So then you could look at the Wall Street Journal piece on this. So I pulled that up as well. Elon Musk's secret conversations with Vladimir Putin. This is from October 25th, so it's pretty new. At what point, this is a big one right here. This is a big allegation. At one point, Putin asked the billionaire to avoid activating Starlink satellite internet service over Taiwan as a favor to Xi Jinping. Now, that's not good because that basically means you're potentially restricting Taiwanese independence on the favor of Vladimir Putin to help out his Chinese friend. Holy smokes, that's an allegation from the Wall Street Journal there. They talk about Trump's desire to potentially cut a deal to end the war and maybe give up some Ukrainian land. They talk about how now Elon Musk is tweeting, "Welp, the swamps, Trump is Hitler didn't work. Might as well give the old Elon is a Russian agent a whirl." Okay, most of the stuff, okay, I do have a top secret clearance, but I have to say, like most of the stuff that I'm aware of, the reason they keep it top secret is because it's so boring. Talking about his clearances. Let's see here. When people are asked about Elon's Musk-Putin contacts, people say they don't love it. NASA administration said Friday that the Wall Street Journal report should launch or prompt an investigation. NASA calling for an investigation into Elon Musk? That's crazy. If the story is true that there have been multiple conversations, then I think it would be concerning, particularly for NASA, the Department of Defense, and some intel agencies. White House acknowledged the journal stories, that they've seen them, John Kirby said, but I'm not in a position to corroborate them. The Pentagon hasn't replied yet, neither has the DOD. Neither Putin nor Kremlin officials have said they were holding regular conversations with Musk. Okay, well, they could be irregular. Then they refer back to 2002 when Elon Musk and his book from Walter Isaacson. I've actually got it right there. But anyway, when they said he traveled to Moscow in 2002 to negotiate a purchase of rockets for his space program, and apparently he drank out or passed out from drinking too much vodka. Honestly, reading that kind of makes me glad I don't drink anymore. Like, that just doesn't sound fun. It's like you're gonna go sell rockets for your startup and you pass out because you're drunk at lunch. It wasn't even like 10 o'clock. It said lunch, if that's true, of course. Anyway, you know, you've got some other claims here. None of those were very exciting, but they do talk about how Starlink has been used to support Ukraine and how that's been useful, but then it's been disabled for using Starlink and drones to attack Russian targets, which Elon Musk says would extend war, and he doesn't want to be a part of enabling the use of Starlink satellites in attacking. He's only okay with it being used for defense, which de facto gives him some power over the war. And the story kind of keeps going. They talk about Musk has given airtime to Putin and his views on the U.S. when X carried Tucker Carlson's 2-hour interview with him. I mean, so have I. Like, I covered that whole interview. I thought it was a very interesting interview, honestly. Like, I think there were some issues with it, and I covered all that in the summary video that I did, but I still covered it. You know, I think people should be able to hear it. You know, then here you say, Putin said with Musk that Musk is a smart person and there's no stopping Elon Musk. He's going to do what he thinks he needs to do. Taiwan is currently listed as coming soon on the Starlink map. Well, according to this piece, it might be coming soon for quite a while. So there you have it. Elon Musk threatens to nuke senators as NASA wants to ban him. This is crazy, absolutely crazy. By the way, if you want to learn more about that with HouseHack, you can just go to househack.com, earn 5% per year until conversion with potential upside. We're probably going to simplify some of the marketing here, but you're welcome to look at it now, and you can see some of the properties that we're working on and what it is that we're doing. So anyway, thank you so very much for being here. I really appreciate you. Subscribe to the channel if you find this helpful. Make sure to also get your free alpha report by going to MetKevin, or it doesn't matter, MetKevin, MeetKevin, doesn't matter, .com/alpha. You just go to meetkevin.com/alpha and sign up right here. You'll get a text and an email with the report every day about 15 minutes before the market opens. Thanks for being here. See y'all on the next one. Goodbye. Good luck this weekend.
Why not advertise these things that you told us here? I feel like nobody else knows about this.
We'll try a little advertising and see how it goes.
Congratulations, man. You have done so much. People love you. People look up to you.
Kevin Paffrath there, financial analyst and YouTuber. Meet Kevin. Always great to get your take.